Finally, welcome to the Pretty Foolish Podcast. It's your boy, Mike Ultra, your boy, Danny Esquire. How's it hanging, Chiefy?
It's good, man. How's things? Look at you. You look like you're on
Yeah,
your.
you
You look
see
like you're in
my,
the
my
fucking.
lovely my lovely motel room on the outskirts of Nashville, Tennessee.
You look like you're out there selling Bibles.
Well, how do you know I'm not? That's the question. How do you know I'm not?
You know, if you were a Bible salesman, I feel like the world has come to like full circle. It's like you're
I
giving back
mean,
all the things that you've taken.
I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know if I honestly could fucking pitch that. Like, I don't know if anyone would buy a Bible from me. And also, I mean, like who sits in a hotel or a motel and reads the Bible? Why are they even there? Do you know like where that derives?
So apparently, like this is an actual thing. Like
Oh, I knew you'd
supposedly,
know this. I knew it.
yeah, supposedly. So in the beginning of the Dead Zone, they talk about a Bible salesman. So like it
Mm.
actually came up that like this was a really prominent fucking role in society at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was just like, well, there's a lot of Catholics and Christians. Let's just fucking sell it to every hotel chain. And they just still exist. But like door to door has to be the hardest type of sale. And then to sell like religion must be ridiculous.
That's why I
But
feel like they're a thing of the past.
they are, but like it was crazy. One of my favorite movies, The Founder, Ray Kroc hires a
One of
Jewish
your
guy who sells Bibles.
favorites.
That's one of
That's
my
genius.
I love that fucking movie so
That's
much.
high praise.
It is high praise. One of my
Where
faves.
does it rank on the once bitten scale?
I don't think anything can fucking actually match rank Once Bitten. I actually don't think it's physically possible. I think Once Bitten has reached like cosmic level fucking achievement in your life. And it's up there though. It's in my top five for sure. So that's
Speaking of
cool.
speaking of cosmic things, the Thanos from the Bronx, fucking J Lo, has acquired another stone. Her
Another
and Ben
one bites the
Affleck
dust.
are
So hold on, is
caliente.
that real? Because there's been a lot of bullshit. They're wearing rings still. Like there's a lot of people fucking talking shit about it.
TMZ reported today a first photo of Ben Affleck without his ring after his split from J Lo. He looks miserable in every fucking picture that he
But
is with her.
he's looked miserable in every picture since like 2017.
Mm.
Yo, do you ever think about like how can you be that hot and not keep a man?
Well, I mean, the answer is pretty simple. We grew up, steps away from the Bronx. We knew a lot of girls just like her. She's fucking nuts. She's probably super argumentative. You probably like can't ever get your point across. Like, I don't know, she's probably just one of those people that's just like,
You think it, you think
oh,
it's you think it's just like low key, like just insecure and just violent? Because I feel like
maybe
violence,
not violent, but super insecure and like aggressive over
huh?
nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Probably over nothing. Like,
But
you
I
ever
feel
dated a
like
girl who just like jumped down your throat over everything?
he hasn't really done anything. Has he made a movie in the last 2 years? I know she made that fucking ridiculous like musical thing that everybody told her not to make, but like, did he make anything? I don't think he's done
He
shit.
made he made this movie Hypnotic with I think it was Robert Rodriguez that like I don't know how long the movie was in development. I feel like it was sitting on the shelf for a while. And it was like one of those movies that like no one ever thought would ever get finished. It's one of those movies that's got like a pretty good like it's got a pretty good idea, but like there's a better movie somewhere to be made out of the material that we got,
There's a better
you know?
relationship between Ben and J Lo. That's really sad. Like second time around, like she broke up with A Rod, and
Well, he cheated on her, but I mean, can you fucking blame him? I mean, I wouldn't cheat on her. I'm sure you wouldn't cheat on her, but I mean, she apparently sucks, dude. I don't
I
know.
mean, there's a lot of theory out there that she's like a fucking asshole. Like there's a
Dude,
lot of people.
everybody hates her, bro. Like she's Mrs. Bronx and doesn't do anything for the community. She don't go back there. Apparently she like fabricated a lot of her shit too. Like she went to like Preston High School, which is like where all like the uppity like Guido broads went, and she pretended she was like super hood in the streets, but like you ain't super hood in the streets going to Preston. I don't know. I've just heard a lot of shit. So
There's a rumor floating around like my fucking part of Jersey. Like there's this like monster house that's being built up the hill in Cliffside Park right now. And there's been a rumor, like this thing is like right on the edge. Like it has the perfect fucking view of the city. It's pretty big. Like not like I would imagine J Lo Ben Affleck house would be big, but it's big
Mhm.
as fuck. And the rumor is that it's theirs or it was one of theirs because they've had a fucking cop literally perched on this block for a year while they built it.
Wow.
So I don't know who the fuck it
Well,
belongs to or if
it's
like
somebody's.
it's definitely somebody's, but like it's fucking massive, bro. Like it's weird. There's like this like fucking weird like roundabout up in like Fort Lee Cliffside Park area where
Hmm.
these like super like old school Italian like mausoleum homes are like with all this fucking
Oh,
imported marble and shit. I don't know what the fuck
oh
is
yeah.
happening up here, but like I look out my window and it's just mansions on mansions on mansions on mansions, bro.
When you're moving into one.
Never. I'm just gonna look at from afar. Eventually they'll
Go-
fall and my part of the block will be the highest, but like it's wild
Mhm.
because now I'm so high up like compared to like the hill. I can look out my window and like count the fucking cars on the West Side Highway. So it's kind of dope.
What are you in the ivory fucking tower over there?
I am. I'm in the fucking two towers. Just
Yeah. You
that's
could
cool.
always
The new
go.
place is dope. I like it. Like we still need more furniture. There's a lot of fucking echo in here, but we haven't
Man,
figured out what
you
we're gonna do with the second room yet.
always needed furniture.
You know, that's the best part of having a girlfriend is that like you do fill up, but like this room is like dealer's choice right now. Like neither one of us really has a plan for it. Like we know we want a couch, a TV, and shit like that, but it's just like, how do you want to fucking design it? The rest of the house is filled up.
You know who
Girls
you are.
bring, you know, girls bring their shit when they move in, right? Like,
I think everybody brings their shit when they move. I think that's like part of moving,
no,
or
not
else, like,
like
what are you doing?
I've moved so many fucking times that like I've just thrown out a bunch of shit, but like
Easy.
I've realized that like that's annoying and like it's expensive to do that. But I haven't moved. This was the first time I moved in 4 years.
Dan, I gotta be honest with you. You moving is like the easiest move. It's like a backpack and a box. Like, you ever seen The Accountant with Ben Affleck?
Speaking of Batfleck, yeah, of course. He lives out
He's
of a
got the
fucking
one
like
plate, the one fork. Like, that's you. You are the
with the
accountant.
Winnebago, like the little
Yeah,
trailer hitch.
yeah, that's
No,
you.
I've accumulated stuff in the last 4 years. I definitely did that when I moved once a year. I threw fucking everything out, bro. Like
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
I couldn't be bothered because it was once a year. Who the fuck wants to move all your shit once a year?
But who wants to buy a new couch every year? Them shit's like 2 grand.
Dude, I think when I first moved to Jersey, I furnished my entire apartment with $1,500. Like everything was from IKEA, including the couch.
I like it.
Fuck it.
Listen,
IKEA rocks. Anybody that hates on IKEA sucks.
I like IKEA. You're a minimalist. What do you want from me? I don't care. I wish I could be a minimalist. I'm not. I'm a
I'm
maximalist.
no, I'm such a minimalist. Your fucking your hotel room is giving me like OD 1986 horror movie vibes right now. It's like how many different fucking shades of brown can be in one room at a time?
Covers up the blood and cum stains.
Run that black light on the bed, bro. Just
Nope. Mm-mm.
use the
Every
Holy Ghost.
Nope. They're changing the sheets every day here.
Have
And
to.
I'm all by myself. So I'm gonna be making daily deposits.
Good
So
for you. You got to make
yeah,
sure it works, bro.
wrist is gonna have abs by the time I'm done. Yo, so guess what I downloaded? I pre-ordered that's gonna download. Killer Clowns from Outer Space for PS5.
No way. I forgot that was coming out. That's
Not
so
a
exciting.
physical release, only digital to see how until they see how it does. But
I
yeah,
mean,
40 bucks,
it's a
man.
very obscure movie that like has a lot of love, and for some reason, it's always on like Tubi or Freevee. Always,
Yeah, it's always on Prime. It's always on all of them.
I love it.
Also, is Once Bit.
Fuck off. Always, always. Once bitten is once mentioned every single fucking podcast. No, but Killer Clowns is such like that is such an underrated fucking cult classic. Like that and Leprechaun, I could just fucking enjoy watching because it's just stupid, fucking harmless fun. Like the fact that like it scared our parents' generation is hilarious.
And you got Jennifer Aniston pre-nose job.
When she was Anastocles, some shit, when she had her full Greek name.
No, she was always because her dad was on Days of Our Lives, John Aniston.
Yeah, it's shortened. Look up her real
Yeah, but he's
fucking.
been on that show forever, so it's been Aniston for a really long time.
But she's feta.
Bro, she looks like she does in that movie when they make fun of her in the past when she's like the cheerleader on Friends. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually super
no,
meta now that you think about it.
no, I don't. Yeah, they knew what they were doing. Like they picked up Leprechaun and they were like, we're gonna fucking add some fucking makeup to make this work for you.
Oh my god, dude. So, have you ever heard of a movie named A Tuck?
I have. Supposedly, it's the
So,
most cursed movie in Hollywood. So
it's
they tell me.
yeah. So, really quickly, like it was a book that was published in the 60s, and then the movie rights were bought in the 70s. And like literally every person attached to this movie has died.
What's
It was.
so before we get into it, because I know it's got some fucking crazy history that you actually you did go through, but like, what's the fucking movie about?
Do you know what an Inuit is? I'm pretty sure it's like an Alaskan, right? Like an Eskimo.
Yeah, yeah, with the three lines on their chin, yeah.
Yeah. So
Because
it's about,
it was on Night Country. I think they were
yes,
Inuits. Yeah,
they
yeah.
were Inuits. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Good show. Bloody good show. Yeah. So it's about Inuit hunter that finds himself in New York City. I forget exactly why, but it's a classic fish out of water tale. And I mean, they
Is
were
it,
gonna white. I think they were gonna whitewash the fuck out of this movie just basically because it was a comedy. And I think the original script was written by like one of the people from National Lampoon's magazine. Like I don't even know if that's still around, but it was in like the 70s. But yeah, it was in John Belushi's hands. We all know what happened to him. John Candy dead. Phil Hartman dead. Chris Farley dead. Some guy I never heard of, something McDonald or McDonough, something like that. Oh, he's dead. And there was one other I can't think of, but literally, like every person who's been attached or tried to get this movie made from an acting standpoint to play the lead character has met an early demise. Either
dude?
drinking, drugs, either drugs and OD, and then you got what's his name is a murder. Phil
Was
Hartman.
Phil Hartman was drugs? I thought it was a heart attack.
No, he was a murder. His wife murdered him.
What the fuck? I didn't know
Yeah, she
that.
went like nuts and killed him. Yeah. And then John Candy was a heart attack unexpectedly in '94. Farley was drugs. Belushi was drugs. Um, the other guy, I don't know his name. I really should look him up. I'm talking about a dead person. I show a little respect. But I think he was also like a heart attack or something that was like unexpected. Yeah, I'm looking this up right here. I'm looking up. Let's see. Who else died? Belushi. Oh, Sam Kinison died in a car accident. He was the other one. O'Donoghue is the guy. Michael O'Donoghue. He died of a sudden brain hemorrhage.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's fucking sick, bro.
yeah, dude. And everyone always says is like we feel like that. Like everyone feels like that's like a movie that's never going to get made. I mean, probably not now. You'd have to get like a real like Inuit person or like someone at least close because the way like things are now, you can't have like John Candy play an Alaskan. Even if it's for laughs, I feel like people would be like offended.
No,
So
I would
you'll
never
probably
open
never
the
see
door
it.
because, like, dude, I remember when they fucking, as crazy as this is, I remember they whitewashed Dragon Ball Z, and
You with the kid from fucking what's his face?
I forgot. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Josh
They did,
Hutcherson,
yeah, they
right?
did the same thing. It wasn't Josh Hutchinson. I forgot his
Oh,
name. His name was fucking obscure as fuck. But they also did it with the original Last Airbender, and it's like you guys are kind of fucking assholes. Like this is very clearly Asian inspired, and you literally picked John Doe from fucking down the street with blue eyes to play fucking Goku. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, and you didn't even change his name. Like you just kept it Goku.
stupid.
Well, because people think that like because we're in America, like that everyone's just white, and that people aren't going to see a movie if it doesn't have white people in it.
Do you know who got a lot of like good press for like staying like for lack of a better term indigenous? You ever see Prey on
Yeah,
Hulu?
yeah.
Like the entire cast was native.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually like, dude, that was honestly one of the best Predator movies outside of the original two.
Was pretty good. They're making a sequel to. Dude, I heard a rumor that they want to do like feudal Japan with the guy
The only Japanese
from
guy that's ever,
Shogun, and he's in like every movie. I forget his
yeah,
name.
the little one. He fought fucking Wolverine.
Yes,
Yeah, of course it was.
he's is he in John Wick? Is he in one of the John Wick movies?
I don't know if he's in John Wick. He's in Last Samurai for sure, which is a
Hamada, right?
huh?
Something Hamada.
Yeah. Have you seen Last Samurai with Tom Cruise?
Who are you
He's
talking to?
he's in that.
See, I argue with people all the time that he's not the last samurai Tom Cruise. Fucking Ken Watanabe is.
He is.
Everyone's like, oh, they whitewashed him. He's the last samurai. I'm like, I don't think it's in reference to him.
No,
I
the
think,
Emperor was the Last Samurai.
yeah, everyone always thinks it's Tom Cruise. He was just helping because he was there.
He was a fucking messenger for the whole fucking process.
Yeah, well, he was a drunk, and that's why they put him there.
Deliverance.
Let's see. Hold on.
He went up against a fucking machine gun.
Sanada. That's his name. Hiroyuki Sanada. Yeah, dude. He's in like a ton of shit. Like he is in the Last Samurai. He's in 47 Ronin, John Wick 4, Bullet Train. He was in the new Mortal Kombat. He was in the Wolverine, Rush Hour.
Yeah, he played Scorpion.
Yeah. He's in a ton of shit. Yeah, for real. I like him a lot. He's in the first Rush Hour as well. Avengers Endgame? Where?
Was he in Avengers? I think he was one of the I think he was one of the side characters.
Yeah, he probably just like saw him, but he was probably one of the people at like the temple, like the sorcerer.
For Doctor Strange, yeah.
Like he could easily be in another like Marvel movie and no one would notice.
He could have been in the fucking Eternals for all you know.
Oh, maybe.
So he's like tagged for the new Predator. The Predator is like
No. That's just a rumor that they had, like going around that like people were saying like that would be like a really good one to have the Predator show up in feudal Japan and have him be like a samurai or a ninja or some shit.
you could literally drop a Predator anywhere in history and it would just be fucking fun to watch. Drop him in World War One. Have a field day. Like you could do cool shit like that.
Like Predator versus the Nazis in World War II?
Yeah, or Predator, No Man's Land, shit like that. Like they're both trying to get to this fucking thing, and like he takes on both armies, and like both armies have to do like a side mission to try to beat the fucking Predator.
Yeah. Speaking of side missions in World War II movies, you ever seen that movie with Wyatt Russell where they're fighting zombies, like Nazi zombies?
Why does it sound familiar? I think so.
I'm so bad with titles of movies lately. Getting old.
I mean, 38. I mean, have you seen the fucking
39?
gifs going around of like the fact that George Costanza and Timothy Chalamet were the same age? Like what they both look like at 29? Have you seen that? Like this is making rounds on the internet.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, like it's funny. I was watching Nikki Glazier today with Rebecca, and she was like, "Yeah, she's 39." And I'm like,
I
"That's wild."
fucking love Nikki Glazer.
I'm
She
sure
could glaze me. I would love her to glaze me.
Listen, I know. It's not a family show, but like, I don't want to get you off the fucking deep end because once you start going, no restraint.
That's it.
But I'm still fucking shocked that Gandolfini was 35 in season 1 of Sopranos, and he was playing like a 54-year-old dude.
Dude, I'll come back to it again. Fucking Cliff from Cheers was 34.
Bro, I don't know. I'm not saying like we age gracefully or not, but like, I don't think I look 38. I had something very weird happen to
Somebody
me today.
told me I looked 32 the other day.
Yeah, that's good. How'd you feel?
I said you're probably full of it, but I'll take it.
I had a weird moment in Chipotle. I was leaving with food with Rebecca, and like
put the burrito in the wrong place.
No, fuck off. No, there was like this group of little girls, and I guess like one of them thought I was cute, and they threw one of them into me, and I was just like, "That's adorable. Get the hell away from me now." But like, it's so weird.
That story is gonna get a shadow ban.
It's not gonna get shadow banned because I'm not for it at all. But like, it was weird because it's like I'm 38. Like, you shouldn't have any of those thoughts in your head anywhere.
Probably wanted you to buy her a rated R movie ticket.
No, it was weird.
There's
They
a
don't
group
do
of
rated R
nerds.
movies anymore, bro. Everything is PG-13 except Deadpool and Wolverine. That will be rated R.
Yes. Can't wait for that. Fucking A, bro.
Bro, I fucking, despite being 38 though, I hit a ridiculous fucking milestone yesterday. So like, as you know, like I've been going to the gym. So I fucking finally surpassed 51 pounds lost. In case anybody sees this and is like, wow, he's fucking thinner. So they have this like fucking hell week they did, and I didn't really know what to anticipate. So I was like, all right, I fucking showed up on Saturday. Bro, it was a fucking 2 mile run uphill. Then it was a 3,500 meter row, which is like 2 miles. And then it was like a combination of like 300 different calisthenic workouts.
Calisthenics. Who are you, Jack LaLanne?
I mean, it was just body weight workouts. Calisthenics
Gotcha.
is just the easiest way to say it. So like
I'm
no
getting there,
actual
bro.
fucking weights, but like, bro, I felt bad. Like if it was your first class, like you would have fucking thrown up all over the place. Like the lady next to me just straight up fucking quit. She was just like, "I'll see you later, bye."
Like she quit like the gym or just the
I don't know. I
class?
don't know if she quit the gym. She straight up walked out. Like she couldn't hang. Like she was struggling during like the treadmill. Then on the rower, she was like half-assing it. And then by the time we hit the floor, she was just like, "Bye guys. See you
Have
next
you ever been
week."
have you ever been to a yoga class?
No, I have
People
not.
fart all the time.
I mean, there's a lot of stretching and relieving.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Do you know what's awful? Having to fart while you're running on a treadmill. Because like you can manage it while you're clenched up, but the second like you start getting the cheeks start rubbing, things are
Dude, I
coming
had to
out.
take a dump the entire time I was on a plane and it just
Yo,
no.
when you have gas on a plane and you don't handle it before that door closes and you're pressurized, it almost like the gas doesn't ever go away, even if you do fart. It just stays with you.
It's dude, there's nothing like being 30,000 miles in the air in a fucking soda can, just holding in what could possibly blow an atomic hole in
Bro,
your shorts, bro.
do you get that weird fucking like where it fucking goes off inside of you? Like it rumbles in your stomach because it's fucking inverted?
Yes, I was just like I was just about to say that, dude. It implodes.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I gotta go somewhere, going back in, and it just fucking explodes inside of you.
And of course I get up the nerve to go blow the bathroom up and I get there and like there's two like stewardess people, stewards, whatever, flight attendants standing right outside the door. And like I know there's a lot of wind noise, so you probably couldn't hear it, but one of them was kind of hot. I was like, I can't blow this fucking bathroom up and just walk out to like the kind of hot stewardess standing right there.
You know what it is too, because that fucking toilet is so loud. Like you can't really get away with like a courtesy flush either, and there's no water, so it's literally just sitting on a hot plate, waiting to be fucking funneled.
Dude, you can't flush a fucking toilet while you're sitting on a plane. That thing will suck your sphincter out. Like you'll be stuck there.
It's awful.
You'll be inside
Awful.
out, boy.
I
Remember
think
him?
I've literally like I will actively avoid just using the bathroom on the plane in general because I fucking hate them. Or I've had to do it once. It is miserable. Like I want in and out like as fast as humanly fucking possible.
I got one for you.
Oh boy.
Two things. What's more miserable? A delay inside the gate or the delay sitting on the fucking runway?
On the fucking runway, 10 out of 10.
I got another good one. I was delayed at 35 minutes on the runway today. I got another good one for you. You used to be a smoker, right? Okay. What is more satisfying? A cigarette after a big meal or when you're a kid having lunch after a pool day? That's a fucking tough one. Allie couldn't pick.
I think I would take the cigarette honestly.
Yeah.
Because so there was a weird time, like one of the best examples. Like this is, I swear to God, I can remember this to this day. This was 20. I was 21, so this was 17 years ago. I remember this well. I had to fly home from the Bahamas back to Nebraska, but I
Okay.
had to take 4 planes to do it. Bro, I had to go from the Bahamas to DC, DC to New York, New York to Chicago, Chicago to Nebraska.
Why?
It's long story, but in any event, in Chicago, it wasn't even a different plane. We literally had to deboard the plane to get back on it. I don't know what the fuck happened, but
Were more
needless,
people getting on?
no, no, not that
Weird.
I was aware of. I literally read a James Patterson book that somebody left there, but needless to say, it was a 14-hour ordeal. So that cigarette I smoked after 14 hours, bro, was one of the greatest things in my
Oh, you
life.
were fucking fiending. You were ready to fucking give a hand job in a park to somebody for a cigarette.
Dude, 14 hours, it was ridiculous. And now it's been I think it's been 6 years since I quit.
Yeah, good for you, dude.
Nobody smokes no more. If you're
Dude,
gonna smoke, you're smoking a lava now.
dude, are you kidding me? Bro,
No,
in
in your part
Florida?
of the fucking
What?
world, yes. Not in my part of the world.
Not in civilization. Nobody smokes. That's just passe. But fucking down here, what? These motherfuckers go nuts for American spirits. All
Really?
that shit. Smoke a pack of nows.
Dude, I remember when we took the fucking road trip down there, Newports were like buy one, get one free, $2.50.
My dad used to smoke nows.
Dude, my dad was Newport Ultra Slim Light 100s. I don't even know where the fuck he found those things.
There's way too many words to describe a cigarette. Like,
The,
right? Like,
just give me that one.
oh, way too many, dude. Oh, fucking A. So what else is new with you?
Bro, besides that, I mean, fucking work has been working. I've just been, trying to develop stuff on the side. Like I feel like I don't know, I just want to stay busy. Like Rebecca's been doing her thing. Like she's starting to make some moves on the tiki taki. So
Mm.
she's having fun with that. Like it's just, fun fucking side projects. Like, I was thinking you and I have been talking about the fucking podcast and just kind of streamlining what this looks like every week. But
Mm-hmm.
dude, it's just been it's weird because as you get older, it's like you get less busy, but you have less time. It's so fucking weird how that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, because the things that you're doing are more dire.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I got one for you. So I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on a brand new 2024 Lexus IS 300.
Dude, I could have swore that the picture you sent me yesterday was literally a fucking invoice. Like I thought it was like a bill of sale.
No, no, it was the list of like specs.
That's the route you're going?
Yeah, I think so. Just because. Okay, so I know a couple weeks ago we talked about like car negotiating and stuff. I wish, dude, seriously, like anybody watching this that does not like talking to car dealers or is not comfortable doing it, email the podcast at dmpodcast24@gmail. Ask for Mike Ultra on that email. For a small fee, I will negotiate the absolute tits and balls off of that. You give me what you want to pay, you give me parameters, and I will pull the fucking trigger for you. I will Alec Baldwin you a deal. All right. So check this out. So I originally had talked to this
I love how
guy.
you have operators standing by to willingly accept our
Yeah,
emails and funnel them appropriately to their designated destination.
it's going to my iPad and I will respond to you. But yeah, no. So this guy I had talked to when I was originally got my Honda, um, but they just didn't really have anything that like it just I don't know, just nothing was like lining up. Like so, I messaged this guy today. I will a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I was inquiring about a 2018 like a used car, like a certified pre-owned, and
Mm.
he was like, yeah, it's gonna be like $605 a month for a 2018 Lexus IS in red, 54,900 whatever some odd miles. So I was like, bro, that car in 2018 was only going to cost me $412 a month on a lease with no money down. Like, granted, I wouldn't have owned it, but it was like less than like 2% APR. And he was like, well, the fucking, ever since the pandemic and everything, The
Is that really still a fucking excuse, honestly, in the car
well,
business? Like
I
that's
mean,
me asking you because like you're actually really good at this shit, but like is that a real thing anymore?
it was when they couldn't get stuff supply chain wise and they were short on cars. So when they didn't have the cars on the lot, they were gouging people for the ones that they did have because they didn't know when they were going to get more.
But like they're
But
backfilled now, right? Like this is no
oh yeah,
longer.
no, it's back to the way it was. It's just that like the government like sets like the interest rate, and then whether or not they decide to raise it or hover around it is whatever they do. But I'm pretty sure they have to adhere to what the federal like thing is, from
Mhm.
my understanding of it. But for used cars, it's like somewhere between like 8 and like 11%, depending on like I guess the brand or like I guess like that's their window.
But don't they have like some kind of flexibility because that's kind of like unofficially their fucking profit margin?
I don't know, but I know that car was going to cost me over 5 years $605 a month to own it. It already had 54,000 miles on it. So I was like, what about a brand new one? So the guy started high. He started like 650, no money down. Um, whatever the
650 a
case is.
month?
Yeah, it was around like 620, 630. Some I think it was like somewhere between like 620 and 650. I don't remember the exact. I'd have to comb through the email. But I was like, listen, bro, like and just to give you like perspective, I was looking at a 3 Series, a 330i or 330xi, whatever the fuck they are now. And dude wanted with $2,000 down, 807 a month.
Fuck
I
off.
mean, dude, some of the interest rates on these cars are wild. And usually, like, if you're shopping, the reason why people go with luxury cars, especially like non-rich people, is because they're very aggressive with their financing. They're very aggressive with their lease agreements. They want to get people into these cars. They want to show that like most people, you can have a luxury car. Like, why spend like $425 on like a Toyota Camry when you can spend $465 on a Lexus? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So, long story long story short, we were negotiating back and forth, and I got the guy down to 475 with no money down, 450 with $800 down. Now, generally, the rule of thumb is for every $1,000 you put down, whether it's a lease or a finance, finance might be a little bit different because it's a longer term responsibility and you're
Mm.
taking it off the chunk of the entire car. Like when you pay for a finance, you're paying for the entire car plus the interest. When you pay for a lease, you're only paying for a portion of it.
Yeah.
It's usually for every thousand down, it's usually between like $27.77 to like $30. So, for
Okay.
instance, if the car is $500 and you put 1,000 down, it should be 470. 2,000 down should make it 440. 3,000 down should make it 410, so on and so forth. Um, so yeah, I mean, I got him down close to $200, and I even told him, I said, listen, I'll make this really easy for you. I don't give a fuck about the color. I said, give me the shittiest fucking color that you got that nobody wants. I was like, because you can't move that car. I said, I guarantee you got a color on your lot that you can't move. And you're going to sit here and tell me 625, 630 when you know no one's taking that car because of the color. So once I said that, I feel like he kind of like knew that like I understood that like there's definitely cars in the lot that he's not moving.
Yeah. Of
And
course.
also, like, you want to be like a lot of cars. The more SUVs are sold in sedans, so you can get like a $30,000 SUV and a $42,000 sedan, and you might actually get the sedan cheaper because usually the MSRP doesn't have much to do with it. It has a little bit to do with it, but it's basically supply and demand. Not many people want sedans, so they're sitting on the lot, and it costs the dealer money every month that it sits on the lot. So they're more apt to wheel and deal with a sedan than they are with,
Yeah,
unless
because
of course it's
they
like a
got to get rid
Corvette
of
or
the
a
fucking
Mustang or
inventory.
something.
It's just
Yeah,
sitting there.
yeah, it's not moving as fast as the other ones. Like I remember
Mm.
I was talking to a guy once, and he was like, "Yeah, this guy came in. It was like it was an 800, it was an 8 Series BMW. Guy
Jeez.
put like 5 grand down to hold it.
Speaking
Guy
of which,
never.
I'm starting to see Hummers again. That's fucking interesting. Now that you mentioned a fucking 8 Series, like
They're
they're
electric.
making a comeback.
They're electric now. Hummer,
That's crazy.
all EV. Yeah, this was a few years back, but the guy was like, He was like, yeah, this guy on it. It was like an M8 or something like that. It was like some like $100,000, $80,000 car. Like the base model, whatever, was like $88,000. And the guy put $5,000 to hold the car there. Like he's like, I'm coming back for here's $5,000. Guy never came back, lost his $5,000. And the guy was like, now I got this fucking car sitting here. He goes, nobody's gonna walk into a dealership and pick that car, $88,000. He goes, that's like usually something we gotta like order or get from somewhere. He's like, we just don't have those sitting on the lot because the average person doesn't walk into a dealership and pick out a car that expensive.
I haven't even seen a fucking 8 Series, I think, in years, bro.
Yeah,
Like
this was maybe
BMWs
like
just don't last
20.
long enough.
This was like 2020,
Yeah,
2021. Yeah. And that was even worse because it's during the pandemic. Guy got this car and now he's like going to sit. It's probably still sitting there, to
probably
be
is.
honest with you. But yeah, I mean, you just got to negotiate. The best thing to do is go to every dealership you can. Go to their If you want a Lexus, go to BMW. Go to fucking Lincoln. Go to all their competitors. Get prices. Be like, well, listen, you want to give me a Lexus IS for $600 a month? I can go to Mercedes and get a C class for $580 a month. So I would rather have the Lexus back. You got to be able to beat that. The car is more expensive. It's a more prestigious brand. Like, you know, and definitely go to other dealers of the same kind. Go to every Lexus dealership, email every Lexus. You don't even have to go in person. Email every website will say like meet our staff, and they'll have like the sales manager, or whatever. Just click on their email, send an inquiry. Like I want to talk to somebody about a Toyota Camry, and just be like, listen, I went to boom, 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 and boom, and like this is what they're saying, but you're the closest dealer to my house. How can we make this happen here? You got to present them with facts. Don't ever believe it when they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm really taking a loss on this for you." It's like, bro, you met me 5 fucking minutes ago. You're not taking a loss. You wouldn't take a loss for your own mother.
Yeah,
So,
like who the fuck you think? Like even if you do give a deal, you're going dead invoice. You're not taking a fucking loss. Like chill out.
exactly. Like you're just not making as much profit as you'd like. But that's it. You just have to be diligent about it, and you have to be willing to wheel and deal. You can't go into a process like that and
Get
like
emotional.
not even that. You can't expect to like I need a car by Monday, so I'm just gonna whatever. Like those are the people that get fucked because they'll present you $800 a month, take it or leave it, and then they $800. You got to be willing to like set aside a month or two, even if it takes that long, and go back and forth. Hound these people. Like this is their job. They want to make a deal. They want you in the car. You want to get a good price. Don't be afraid to negotiate. When the guy hit me with 450, I said, "How do I get it down to 425?" You got to always sound like you literally have to get them to be like, listen, if you ain't coming in to get this car, I'm ending this conversation. That's how much you have to hound them to get their final price. And your presence in the dealership is always your leverage. I mean, they'll tell you anything they want because they don't know if you're going to come in. They give you a decent price or something that you think that you can negotiate better. You walk in there. You say, let me get Danny Esquire. I've been talking to him on email. Where is he? I want to talk to him. And you sit there, you wait for him. And like face to face, like, man, you offered me 450. How do we get to 425? I'm comfortable 425. You give me 425, you don't even got a test driver. Bring me the papers right now. Like that's how you have to be because think about it. Most of that shit can be done online. You don't even have to go in there. They can run your credit remotely. They can email you the papers. You can DocuSign them and send them back. As long as the credit check is good and you can wire money from your account. You can use a debit card or credit card for a down payment or whatever. Doesn't have to be cash. They'll call you when the car is detailed and ready for you to pick up. So
So
when
you
you're
go
in
with the
there
price
face
you
to
got?
face,
Like is it a lock? Like you're getting this Lexus now?
I mean, listen, dude, I was looking at the Ioniq 6. I was looking at the Tesla. Tesla is expensive to insure because it's really hard to get parts for them, and they don't tell anyone except like Tesla places how to fix them. So there's always like a backlog on parts if something goes wrong.
I never
The
would
I
have fucking thought of that. Like, that's some
Yeah,
shit. I honestly never would have thought of that.
yeah, and not only that, but the Ioniq. What I'm afraid of is that there's so many Tesla charging places that there's not a lot of regular charging places, and apparently you can buy an adapter that you can like put on a Tesla to like fit like a regular standard EV charger, but they're trying to make it like a standard thing where they all are the same. But I just don't trust like getting stuck. Like I'll switch to an EV like when gas cars are gone. Like I believe in EVs. I believe they're the future, but they need to be more readily available. I got a kid. Like I can't just be going somewhere and all of a sudden like the battery's dying and I'm stuck. You know.
No, yeah, no, fuck that. That's crazy. So like honestly, like I'm on Volkswagen right now. Like I'm looking at like fucking GTI, right?
Okay.
Like how realistic is the price that's even fucking on here?
Not at all realistic. They'll tell you at the dealership because you're not accounting for the taxes to where you are. So when you see a thing online on a commercial and be like 329 a month with $3,000 down, go to your nearest Cadillac dealer or whatever. You go to that Cadillac dealer and they're gonna be like, we can't give you that price because it fluctuates based on the taxes. Now, if you don't want to pay the taxes up front out of your own pocket as part of like what's due at signing,
Yeah.
then that changes the price of the car because they just roll it into the price of the car.
Dude, that's fucking ridiculous,
And
man.
think about it. Once again, $30 for every 1,000. So if the taxes on the car are $2,000, that's $60. So add that to your monthly every month. So
Yeah, you know what you should do? You should actually do this for me. See what you can get me a Volkswagen GTI for.
oh, dude, I already did. I've already talked to people. They told me they wanted like 600 and something dollars a month for it. That's what I said to him. I was like, bro, you're high. I had a Mercedes for less than that. What are you talking about? Like, I
Yeah,
can get a
bro.
Lexus for less than that. Like, yeah, dude. Some dealerships aren't willing to negotiate. You got to be there in person. A lot of them will negotiate with you. Luxury dealerships will negotiate with you over email, but a lot of like Toyota, Honda, they want you in there because there's a myriad of other shit they can sell you. Like you don't really go to a luxury dealership without having a specific model in mind. That's why they're more apt to wheel and deal over an email. You
Makes
go
sense.
into Honda and they're like, well, if you don't want the Accord, we can get you in the Civic. Oh, well, what about the HRV? Well, what about the Pilot? Well, what about the CRV? Like, they have so many different price points. Like, you go into Lexus, it's like, yeah, you want this $45,000 car, you want this $70,000 car, you want this $90,000 car. Like, what is your price bracket? Like, that's what matters.
Yeah, no, fuck. No, that's something I got to look into because I've been into the Tesla game for a while, and like honestly, bro, like my entire territory, like they kind of redistributed me a little bit,
Yeah.
and like my whole territory is literally like 35 miles across. That's it. Like all my 10 stores are within 35 miles, so it's like, bro, I never fucking drive anymore. Like nowhere near what
Yeah.
I used to. So I don't know.
No, yeah. I mean, listen, Tesla's coming back. Consumer Magazine has them in like a top five, I think, or a top 10. I mean, they're
I
back.
mean,
BMW was number one this year. Car
fuck out
maker.
of here.
Yeah.
BMW keeps fucking tow trucks in business, from what I heard, though.
Not this year. They're rated number one. And consumers is pretty trustworthy because they're not affiliated with anybody.
You know, I'm glad we
So
did this because I know you and I had fucking mentioned like actually having like a breakdown of like what it looks like to buy a car, especially now. So I'm actually glad we got to do this because number one, this was beneficial for me to hear, but I feel like a lot of people, like I know people out there paying over $1,000 for a fucking car, bro. Like, and it doesn't
well, it
really
depends on
sound like
what the
you have
car
to.
is.
Yeah,
Like I was looking at a Mustang. I spoke to one dealership. The guy was like, "All I have is like top of the line GT. It's like 63,000. He wanted 1,200 a month with no money down.
that's
No,
fucking, bro. That's a fucking. I mean, it's not really a rent payment anymore, but like at one point, that was a fucking rent payment.
dude. There are certain cars that have no wiggle room, and you want to know why? Okay, so dealerships don't give in. Like Honda dealerships do not give incentives on Honda Accords. It is their most popular selling car. There is absolutely zero reason for them to give you an incentive to buy it. So you're not going to get a deal really on a Honda Accord, especially if it's a new model in a new year. Same thing with Mustang. Ford doesn't even make cars anymore except for the Mustang. And this, they're talking about this, they're changing the design a little bit this year. They changed it. This is probably going to be the last generation of Mustang that you see that's not completely electric.
Hmm.
So you have maybe a good 5 years of gas powered fucking Mustangs before they're all just like the sedan and like the mini SUV thing they have are just all completely electric. So they're not going to wheel and deal on that. There's no incentive. There's no, Memorial Day we'll knock $1,000 off Mustangs. Like,
I mean, Honda never has to
no,
do that, bro. The Civic and the Accord are they're way too fucking popular.
you got to find the car that you have to research the car that you want. If you want a car, and like I said, like with Lexus, they're selling way more SUVs. They got a small crossover SUV car thing called the UX. It's like $10,000 less MSRP than the IS, and they quoted me higher for it because it still falls into like the mini crossover, and it's gonna sell more. They're selling more of them than they are the cars.
Bro, that's
So
fucking
yeah,
wild, dude.
yeah,
That's honestly fucking wild.
yeah. But it's really nice. It's all white with black interior. It's got heated and ventilated seats, which I'm really stoked about. Not that I'll ever need the heated seats, but I'm gonna fucking remotely start my car from the app and turn the seats so cold my nuts are gonna go numb.
Dude,
Can't wait.
cooled seats, undervalued.
Rain censoring wipers that when it starts to rain, they just turn on.
I always loved the fucking Civic windows that went like fucking this. I always thought they were so fucking cool.
Did you
But
ever test drive the Tesla, man?
no, I booked it and I had to cancel because I had to work and they've literally fucking been calling me nonstop and I need to go fucking test drive it because I want to go next week. I'm off. I'm actually going to fucking Canada. So when we do our pod not next Sunday, the Sunday after, I'll have been back from Canada.
Oh
I'll
wow,
go
cool.
that day. Yeah, no. Like we try to go up there like once a year, maybe twice a year, just because honestly, bro, it's a 5 hour drive. You gotta. I mean, we have to wait till the weather gets warm, so we only have like that 6 month window to really get it done.
Right.
But like Canada's like weird because we went up in May during a heat wave, went up in August, and had to buy hoodies when we got there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like Canada doesn't make any fucking sense, and you have to drive through a lot of fucking wilderness to get there. So
Never been.
it's fucking great. Like Montreal's a fun fucking place. Like it's got some
Right.
fucking solid restaurants too, bro. Like we would like that would be a fun trip to do jointly. Like get you guys to New
Absolutely.
York and do a fucking drive up there or whatever. Just because
Absolutely.
it's easier to because when you cross the land border,
Yeah.
it's nothing like fucking customs. They're like, okay, where are you going? Where are you staying? All right, see you later.
You're staying in Montreal, eh?
Only one time. One time they pulled me in immigration and they had to call the hotel to verify I had a fucking spot there. Because I went
Did
in
they say hey?
February and they were like, why the fuck are you in Canada in February and there's no fucking skis in your car? It was like -10.
Feel like I'm a degenerate. I want to drink some Labatt.
It was fucking, dude, it was like $12 a fucking night once you did the conversion. It was stupid.
Some Molson Ice.
Dude, I love Canada. Swear to God.
Yeah, you're a fucking Canadian. And you don't even like hockey. What a fucking
I
sham
love
you are.
hockey. They're low key communists. Nobody's told them yet. It's so funny though.
What,
There's so
Canadians?
many like there's yeah, I know they're socialists, but like there's so many like pro Canada commercials. It's ridiculous. Like you'll be watching TV and then like it'll just be a national fucking Canadian flag for a commercial, and it's like Canada, get them.
Oh, Canada.
Fucking Mark Messier was on a Subway commercial up there once. Like it was
What?
yeah,
Good for that fucker.
yeah.
Bro,
They
we need a moment of silence to take a moment of silence for the Knicks season. It ended today, Game 7 at the Garden. They lost. Fucking shit. I DM'd your girlfriend to see if she was all right.
if they had less injuries, they probably would have went further. I don't know if they would have got past the Celtics. A lot of people don't know if they would
No,
have got past.
they would not have gotten past the Celtics. They'd have a puncher's chance, but they wouldn't have done it. But I mean, Anunoby played today, and he was not 100%, and they just looked flat, dude. They took that. They were down by 18 at one point, and they brought it down to like I think 6 or 8, and it went right back up. They just didn't have it tonight. But it just sucks that they were up 2-0, and then they just couldn't. Injuries just I don't know. But there's always next year.
That's what happens when you play hard, you don't get the right rest, playing full games, like it's a
Well,
lot.
they have some holes on that roster. They don't have a good bench. They're not very deep. So, you can take how successful they were this season, and there's ways to improve and make it better. They have their cap is in good space. They have like 7 or 8 like first round draft picks to wheel and deal. I think that they're like a player or two away that they should be, so they're not in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Rangers advanced. So there you go.
You saw the Instagram reel about this year that the
Well, yeah,
Ranger that we're secretly repeating the year like 1994.
almost,
So like
almost.
if the Rangers win the Stanley Cup, we've like stamped that we're living 1994 all over again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. OJ in the
So
news.
OJ in the news, the solar eclipse,
Mm-hmm.
same fucking path, like wild shit like that. Yo, did you hear the
History
rumor
repeats
that
itself.
fucking that OJ had his kid sign an NDA on his deathbed? Because there's a rumor that like his son was actually the one that killed Nicole Brown and that dude.
Dude, I've heard that, and that he was like taking the fall for the kid.
Yeah, that's why
But who's
like
going to enforce that NDA?
I
The
mean,
lawyer?
I mean, it depends on how it was fucking written, but like, I didn't know OJ had enough money to enforce an NDA. But like, I mean, if the secret died with him, the secret died with him. Like, nobody's ever gonna know. He was found criminally negligent in civil court anyway. Like, civil court found him guilty. It's just criminal court didn't.
Yeah.
So,
Criminal court's the one that, well, I guess they both matter, but
yeah,
if
one
he
can
was
send you
found,
to jail. One just costs a lot of money.
and if he would have been guilty in jail, they wouldn't even needed a civil suit, right? He would have had to pay anyway, no?
Hmm.
Speaking of the Tesla, have you driven a Tesla ever?
I have not.
Which one are you looking at?
Probably the three because I'm super basic, and we just moved into a pretty expensive apartment.
So
So
the Model Y actually isn't that much more money. That one drives like my Mercedes did with the change in the gears with the click up here. Um, and that drives like a normal car. The three though, your blinkers are on the console on the steering wheel. And when you take your foot off the gas, it automatically brakes. That's what you have to get
yeah,
used to.
yeah,
The
no, no,
Y the
I've
Y
heard about
doesn't do
that.
that. The Y doesn't do that.
I've definitely heard about that. I mean,
Yeah,
I know a
it's
lot
a
of
little
people
bit
that
getting
have
used to.
Ys. Like, believe it or not, most of the people I work with, like on my team, have Ys, which is crazy. But I mean, good for
Mm.
them.
It's a little bit more space. It's a little bit more comfortable too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
seats are a
nice.
little bit more comfortable.
A black Y would be dope. But yo,
Yeah, dude,
listen,
on any car.
you're enjoying a time difference. I am not.
Yeah,
So the time has come, my man.
I'm gonna go eat a late dinner.
Good for you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to sleep because it's 10 o'clock here.
All right,
Yo,
brother.
I will
Adios.
catch you next time.
Yes, sir.
Later, bro.
Peace out, everyone.